It's 6:26 in the morning. I've been on my computer for the past 10-15 minutes and I'm learning vocabulary. I'm not gonna speak much. You can see me practicing vocabulary, learning new words, getting a firmer grip on every single word, and learning how to actually use them. So just watch me, observe me, and see. I'm not gonna speak much. I'm learning the word nascent. You have to correctly use that nascent, and you will understand where I'm going with what I'm drawing. I think I'm a creative person, by the way. I think I'm a really creative person. I'm just gonna go to Gemini to make sure if this aligns with the meaning Claude just gave me or not. Because I cannot be learning wrong stuff. Hell. Perspectives. Nascent versus mature. Oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna turn on some white noise because there's some background noise in my house and I don't want that at all. So, yeah, perfect. I'm sorry if this disturbs you, but I have to. cute, cute, beautiful. Really perfect. Literal, literal, literal. Just take this chance to practice the word as well. I can just take this chance to practice the word and the breath from my stomach itself. Literally. It is literally. It is literally so hard. It is literally so simple. Just use your words to hypnotize yourself and make your words conducive with the beliefs which give you the best chance of winning. Literally. 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 In a literally good metaphorical sense. Matter. I'm gonna take a washroom break. Need to go to the washroom and to have coffee because I'm starting to feel hungry, and that is disturbing my flow state of mind. So I'm gonna take a 5 to 10 minutes break. You can see how much time. Oh, that's good. I'll be back after this. I have to I have to take a shit, so I'll have to pause the recording for some time, and then I'll be back. Hi, I am back, and you listen to me. Where's the audio coming from? Let me just change it to my headset. I have a thing I want to show you. I have a thing I want to show you. My other hand is occupied by an egg, which is why I use one hand to put on my headphones. I was feeling really hungry because I slept like shit yesterday and I ate a lot of shit yesterday. So my hormones are fucked. Hunger hormones. I think it's ghrelin. Probably ghrelin. Doesn't matter if you know it or not. You can still achieve exceptional physique. So I'm gonna have this one egg and then resume my thing. This egg was boiled few days ago and it has been sitting in a fridge since then. Eggs are an absolute nutrition powerhouse. Eggs are a superfood. Now I can resume. Let's start working again. Perfect. Which other words do I remember? Let's just recall. I think I've learned basic now. Let me just pause this. I don't need this. precipitously, precipitously, precipitously. I respect all of these words, which is why I'm capitalized the first letter. I respect all of these words, which is why I'm going to capitalize the first letter. Ominous, I don't understand it really well. Nascent fabric. I don't truly understand this word. And pragmatic and empirical. These are the words I do need to go down the rabbit hole for. Which other words have I learned? I learned tenuous. Forgot that word. Tenuous basically means weak. No, no, no. I do know tenuous. Let me just search up its meaning once. Tenuous is just more degree of weak. Weak is a broader term. Something is slightly weak, more weak. You can just say it's weak. It's tenuous, means that it's really weak, really thin, hardly holding on. Absolutely. Now, why are you circling it? I do understand tenuous. Inquisitive. Inquisitive, being inquisitive is the active pursuit of satisfying your curiousness by asking questions. You can be curious, but if you don't ask, then you're not inquisitive. Inquisitive basically means inquiring. Ah, I see. Where does that word come from? Inquisitive. Inquisitive. Ah, I see. Which other words? Despise means hate a lot. I know that word. Any other? I don't think there is more. Evasive. I think that's done. I can't think of any more words. Let's go from the top to bottom and see. Pervasive. I need to understand pervasive more. Liminal. Forgot this word. relinquish, complicit, So now let's write the words. I think it's done now. Complicit in the act. We're complicit in the act. Okay. Just write beautiful handwriting. think that's it. Pervasive. Yep, pervasive liminal relinquishment. You know what? Now vocabulary is done. We're gonna stop the timer for this. Stop and save. And we're gonna create another topic which will be storytelling. See how many hundreds of hours have I spent. Love this. Love this app by the way. I just bought it for $1, which is like 80 rupees. Less than a dollar. Like 90 cents. I've just saved 1 second in it so that I have a display of how much time am I spending where. I'm gonna add another topic. Should it be feedbacking sales calls or should it just be sales? Well, sales is Instagram stories, it's content. I think it should be specifically feedbacking sales calls. Tell me you live in a poor area without telling me you live in a poor area. That's it. How many hundreds of hours have I spent into my vocabulary, my storytelling, my feedbacking sales calls? Just feedbacking, not taking, not learning, feedbacking, watching it back, and then correcting things. Because that's how you improve. I don't know. I don't need more topics. I need less. Less things equals more focus. I love this. Now, you can't see it. Just give me 1 second. Look at this. This is an application I purchased from the Microsoft Store so that I can track the hours spent into specific things, specific topics I learn, get better at. So there's vocabulary and perception skills. It should just be vocabulary, not vocabulary and perception skills. Just vocabulary. Just vocabulary, which I've started. I just bought this application yesterday and I started tracking it yesterday night, which is why it's so low. But I did it so that I can measure my work in hundreds of hours instead of daily hour or 2 or 5 hours or 6 hours. I want to see the bigger picture and eventually, like 15 days later, I want to see at least 100 hours being spent on vocabulary. 15, that's like 7 hours each day on just vocabulary so that I can spend 100 hours in 2 weeks on just vocabulary. How much better will I be by the end of it? So yeah, you can track it, it saves it, and then you can keep accumulating it. That's the name of the program, cumulative timer. And then I just thought that there are two more topics I need. One is storytelling, another is feedbacking sales calls specifically. Not taking sales calls, that time doesn't go in here. Not Instagram stories or Instagram content or watching an Alex Hormozzi video learning about sales. No. Only the time spent watching my calls back and making corrections and adjustments. That's it. Because that is what yields the biggest degree of change afterwards. Feedbacking. But yeah, so this is the timer. These are the three topics I have: storytelling, vocabulary, and feedbacking sales calls. Next thing, I'm gonna head to the gym, do 90 minutes of cardio. Let's see, I'm gonna do what I enjoy, whatever cardio I want. And yeah, but for now, it is 9:28 p.m. in the night, and let me tell you the story of how I ended up here recording this video because I did not intend to. I had a call at 8:30 with my client, but I was so sleepy that I just laid on my sofa and I knocked off. I just knocked off. But I woke up 10 minutes before the call because I had set an alarm. I knew there was a call. But I thought for me to have a proper conversation with the client, I should shift the call to tomorrow because with my current cognitive functioning, I don't think it's gonna do justice to what he has paid me to. So I should do the call tomorrow. So I texted him that Arjun, let's do the call tomorrow. You can choose the time. I hope it works for you. I asked him, and he said, sure, let's do the call tomorrow. So afterwards, I went to sleep. I was on the bed and I was trying to sleep. I was, and let me tell you, I was at a stage where I wasn't choosing to sleep. I had to. I was so sleepy, I just had to sleep. I was so close to being knocked out, knocked off, whatever you call it. So my mom turns off the lights. I'm lying down on my bed, and then I hear a notification. I check my phone, I pick up my phone, the Face ID unlocks it. It's in our group 1101, me and Pratyush's group, and he just texted, just signed my first referral client. Ravi's referral. Ravi is his US NRI client. And I saw that and it triggered something inside me. I started thinking about that. I started thinking, okay, good. Now, this is a reminder that I need to work more as well. I need to start working harder. And then a few minutes later, he texts again, and I hear the notification. I pick up my phone again, and then it unlocks the Face ID, and I can see the notification like right over here. I can see the notification. And Pratyush types in the same group, it's my first $1,500 PIF, which means paid in full. I am shivering. And as soon as I read that number, I had this adrenaline rush inside of me. Mm, I had this stress response, which just fucked my sleep. How can I sleep after I have read that? So I started thinking, fuck, I'm not doing things right. Nothing is going right in my business. How can I sleep after reading this message? How can I sleep after reading that Pratyush just signed a $1,500 referral paid in full client? I replied, he said, I am shivering for the $1,500 payment. And I replied, you'll adapt to it. And then I said, the only way I can truly say that I am happy for you for signing this client is by saying that you have fucked my sleep and you have made me uncomfortable. You have made me so deeply uncomfortable just right now. That's how I'm gonna say I'm happy for you. And that is how I ended up over here recording this video because I have to do something now. I don't know what. I don't know if it's the right thing, but I have to. I can't sit. I also remember now that this morning only I recorded two videos of my vocabulary practice, which I had to upload, but which I have not uploaded. I have not uploaded a few days of this exceptional Mind, Money, and Physique series. Full stop. I don't have much to say. I just want to say the people around you should make you so uncomfortable with where you are, such that you are forced to grow. You should be constantly pushing each other to grow. You should constantly make each other uncomfortable in a good way. The discomfort of progress. By the lack of progress between each other. If one person takes action, then the other one should be uncomfortable. It's like the yin and yang. For this to work, both people have to be super driven and action takers, such that one person takes action and he moves ahead, and the other person is like, fuck, which is me right now. Now I'm uncomfortable and now I have to. And then I take more. And then this person is like, fuck, now I need to take more action. And this cycle keeps on going. You keep pushing each other, you keep becoming better, and you keep compounding the data you collect and the action you take and the results you achieve. To my surprise, I said, I'll read you exactly what I said to him. I said, in I said this verbatim. I texted with quotation marks. Fuck this guy. I have to get up and do something now. Quotation marks closed. I sent this to him in order to explain how I perceived this situation.
And then he replies, yeah, because that's all I think when I see your YouTube video pop. He sent this to me. Or when you tell about failed calls, he's taking so much more action. So you see this. He becomes uncomfortable when I post a YouTube video or when I talk about my failed calls. And I become uncomfortable when he signs a $1,500 paid in full client. I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that that piece of action, me uploading this video, was he was perceiving it in this way. It's good. It's good, by the way. It's fantastic. This is how the brotherly relationship should be. This is what I was talking about. But for me, this is just, I don't know what to do. So I might as well just do a series. I don't know. It's completely uncertain, unnavigated, de- desperate. Not desperate, but it's a thought I had of taking an action, so I took it. It's not even, I don't know how else to put it. And such an uncertain thing for me is being perceived as such an important thing for Pratyush. That's just insane. But yeah, hmm, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm going to. I've learned this one thing that if I pre-plan stuff, then I don't really execute it. The only time I execute something is now, immediately. Okay, I can do this. Let's do this now, right? Fucking within 30 seconds. I don't work on a planning basis. Planning is planning for tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's 24 hours. I could do so much in 24 hours. So this is why I'm gonna delete feedbacking sales calls out of my time activity, which you saw earlier on in this YouTube video. Because that was pre-planning for me. I have created it so that I can feel relief that yes, there is a certain activity named sales calls feedback. So perhaps I'll work on it on the future. But no, if I'm ever gonna work, when I'm gonna work on feedbacking sales calls, it will be immediately after I have the thought to do so. It's not gonna be planned stuff. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, storytelling I am actually gonna practice, learn. It's like I'm very close to taking action for it. It's my thought. It's constantly my thought about storytelling, so I know I'm gonna take action. But sales calls is not my thought. I fucking hate that shit. It's so boring. It has the highest stakes. That is the most important thing, and so I hate it the most. I hate sales calls. I hate watching them back. I hate everything, but I still do it. Still fucking do it. I one thing I'll tell you. I logged back into Twitter or X today after 3 months. Or I don't know, 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. I deactivated it because the content on Twitter just makes my head sick. I constantly just feel bad after going on Twitter. Some news is saying this, some news is saying this, AI is this, marriage is this, divorce is this, sex is this, coaching is this, money is this is the future. Somebody's fighting another. There's politics, there's religion, there's money, there's companies, there's AI. It just fucks with my head, all the content on Twitter. So I just deactivated it. But the reason I use Twitter and the reason I log back in is because my profile on Twitter is a museum for my thoughts. Whenever I think of something which I wanna convert in text form and I want to save it somewhere, which I can refer back to, and which is also organized. The notes app in the phone is not organized, and which is also publicly visible so that other people can come back to my museum as well. That's the time I use Twitter and I just start posting. And I'll show you my tweets. I'll just show you what I tweeted today. Um, I love my tweets, by the way. I love the stuff I post. I can't enter the information right now. I have learned that lesson to not show information on YouTube. So just give me a second. I'll sign in and then I'll share my screen again. Yeah, I've logged back in. And as soon as open it, I see an article from Satya Nadella. So let's read it. I've been thinking a lot about the future of the firm in an AI driven economy. Money is being given to AI because it's the most useful thing, the most useful tech. This transition is different than any previous platform shift. In the past, we used digital systems to enhance human capital. This is the first time we can create a real cognitive loop between people and digital systems. This is a mind bender because it changes how we even conceptualize work inside an enterprise. True. What is at stake is not some digital tool or system and its use, but how organizations continue to learn, build IP, differentiate, and thrive in a world where AI models can continuously absorb the expertise of humans and organizations and commoditize it. Commoditize AI. Interesting. Every company is going to have to build what I think of as human capital and token capital. Human capital comprises the knowledge, judgment, relationships, ingenuity. What does ingenuity means? Ingenu ingenuity, clever, original, and inventive. Creative. You can say creative. Okay. Basically, you have to be human because every single person is inventive and original. Just depends on if you're using that energy or not, if you're applying those things or not. Are you giving your time, your human time, to being creative and being original, or are you giving your time to Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Netflix, and all of these things? If you just sit and be bored, you'll realize you are creative. Every single human being is creative, is inventive, is original, is authentic, can think of thoughts, has epiphanies, can solve problems. It's just a matter of just be bored and actually give it time. But yeah, not going off topic, not going on a different tangent. Importantly, human capital does not become less valuable as token capital grows. Human capital is never going anywhere. This is my claim. Human capital is never going anywhere because humans adapt. Humans have the highest degree of adaptability, which is why we have survived. And humans can communicate. I don't think humans are going anywhere because if it comes to the point where it seems like everything is going in the wrong direction, where it seems like human capital might be at a risk, then it means the pendulum has swung too far in one way. What happens when a pendulum swings too far in one direction? It comes back. So if the AI thing goes too extreme, which it will. I can just sense it because uh, it will go to the extreme ends because humans constantly identify new gaps and then keep filling it. And once those gaps are filled, which we identify in our own mind, by the way, then we find new gaps to fill. And when this keeps on going and going and going, there comes a point where things start becoming extreme, where all the needed gaps are now filled. We don't really need anything for survival or for productivity, but it's human nature. We will still identify gaps. It's not a choice. It happens in the subconscious. So we keep identifying gaps and we keep filling them, and hence the pendulum just naturally swings one way and then another and then another. It's like the French Revolution. The pendulum just had swung too far in one direction when the peasants revolted and punked the monarchy. But yeah, I don't think human capital is going anywhere. It only becomes more valuable. I believe human agency will be the driver of token capital growth. Humans will set ambitious goals, connect dots across domains 100%, build relationships, recognize patterns that matter most. Without human direction, you have compute running in circles. Absolutely. By the way, why I'm reading this is because Satya Nadella is 1,000 times more experienced than me, is more than 1,000 times richer than me, has worked with 1,000 times more humans than me. And so, if I'm not arrogant, then I'm going to read this. And it gives me some insight upon how these people think, what is going on. Obviously, I don't believe this is 100% truth because Satya Nadella is an important person whose decisions affect society. And so, your ability to speak freely is directly correlated to your insignificance. And so he understands he cannot speak completely freely without consequences. And hence, I don't trust that this is 100% of the truth, or it is 100% truth, or I don't know. I can just see and think for myself. Ah, you see how fucking inquisitive I am. I just cannot read something and then just read it. I have 10 questions in between every word, in between every line, which I have to satisfy because I'm inquisitive. This is the pattern of learning. You're curious and then you are inquisitive, which is the active act of asking questions and learning about the thing you're curious. Anyways, and also I'm a human, so I think. This means the real opportunity is not in picking the best model, but instead in building a learning loop on top of models where human capital and token capital compound. Absolutely, they go hand in hand. You can offload a task or even a job, but you can never offload learning. I wish we had more than 24 fucking hours in a day, man. And I wish my brain functioned the same in the morning and in the night. I want to learn. I'm I want to learn right now. And I'll have to drink a coffee for that. But I also don't want to fuck my sleep. Or can I? The future of the firm is the ability to compound their learning across people and AI. By the way, I had such a vehement reaction to the word learning is because I love learning. I have realized the importance of learning. I have realized what learning is, not to its full extent, no, but to a good extent. And humans are learning creatures. We are all a series of learnings. Learning is the baseline of humanity, along with a lot of other things, but learning is. This requires a new architectural approach where every business is able to build agentic systems that improve over time while still retaining control over their IP. I don't know what IP address. A company should be able to switch our generalist model without losing company veteran expertise built into their learning system. This is the key test of your control and sovereignty in the air. What does the word sovereign mean? Sovereign. What? Google.com cannot be reached. Ah man, disconnect this fucking VPN. Disconnect. Yes. Independent power and authority. Sovereignty in their head. How fucking long is this? Okay, fine. I'm not gonna talk too much. Companies need to turn their workflows, domain knowledge, and accumulated judgment into AI systems that improve with each use. Private private evals should capture whether a model is actually improving against outcomes that matter to the business. Private reinforcement learning environments should let models grow stronger on real traces from inside the organization. Its knowledge base makes institutional memory queryable and use tokens more efficient. This loop becomes the new IP of the firm. My energy just dropped precipitously. It's like all of a sudden, precipitously, ceiling. I'm not understanding it anymore, but I will finish it. I will finish what I started. In my view, a priority has to be building a frontier ecosystem, not just a frontier model. So value flows broadly across every company, every industry, and every country. One where every organization can own the learning loop that encodes its institutional knowledge, compounding its human and token capital. This is the ethos I've. What's the ethos? More value on top than is captured inside, and where every company continuously innovate value of its own. When that happens, companies will create value for themselves and for the economy around them. Employees will see their expertise amplified and their judgment become a part of systems that make it replicable and scalable, and the benefits accrue to the companies and communities around them. Accrue. Like these words. What the fuck does this mean? Accrue. Simplest meaning. Better. What does open source mean? In the most simplest words possible. What does open source mean? Uh, okay, now we can go to my tweets. I cannot be sad. I only have a scale of happiness within my mind. Some days I might be 1 on 100 happy. Some I might be 100 on 100. But I'm never sad. I don't believe in that word. The perceptions you don't capture with words will not be retained within your mental world. Hence, they won't exist for you. The only single exception for this belief of mine is when I lose a loved one. I'll allow myself to say I'm sad then. Because all a human's life has only ever been about connections with other humans. What is the point otherwise? Pure. Could improve it. I could obviously improve the words, the structure. Yeah. My ex profile is the museum of my thoughts. My first car was a BMW M5. Frozen deep grey color, all black interior with second option of the wheel rims choice. Or what? I'm gonna order some chicken thighs after this because I said I would, so that I always have them available when I need them and I don't have to make poor decisions because of a lack of availability of food tomorrow. It was 2.2 CR. I bought it in 2027. Yes, I know my future because I am in charge. Because I am the one in charge of creating it. Pennies. Money is not real. I cannot save money because it infers that I'm useless and nobody is giving me more of their money for my value in exchange. I don't believe in saving. I believe in taking more from more people. Since the last time I tweeted, I have dropped out of college in third year, 1 month before my final exams. And I've helped my mother get down from 122.2 to 117.1 kgs. I am going to run a 5 kilometers with her before the end of 2027 and post that as a transformation reel on Instagram and get 200 million plus views and 10 million plus likes. It's gonna happen. It's not my dream, it's my future. I know I'm already there. 100%. It's just an inconvenience to fill the time and work needed to reach that state in the world. I'm different. I am different. I'm fucking different. Different. I've started actively working on my vocabulary. Your words are your word. This has reached 100 views, by the way. But yeah, I tweeted this. Anyways, I'm gonna. I look like I need sleep. But I'm 21 years old. I can go like 4 days constantly working without sleep. I just can. I'm 21, man. I can heal like Wolverine. I don't need recovery. Anyways, future Pratyush, thanks for fucking up my sleep. I was literally about to be sleeping. Like within the next probably 5 minutes, I would have been asleep. But then you sent a notification of your $1,500 paid in full referral client, which pissed me off and which made me uncomfortable. And so I had to record this. I just had to. Thank you. Bye.